Images have been released of Tom Hardy as Al Capone in Josh Trank's Fonzo. Hardy is an interesting choice for Capone. I do hope he hasn't been cast simply for his fame like I imagine Robert De Niro was cast as Capone in Brian De Palma's The Untouchables. De Niro himself expressed disappointment with his performance, which was pretty cheesy and cartoonish. Hardy, he doesn't have the face, does he? I've always been adamant that whenever they make a Capone movie, they've got to get the face right, otherwise it just doesn't sit well with me. It would be like making a movie about Hitler not having him with his moustache. Capone needs to be played by an actor with a wide face. I'm sure Hardy will pull it off, he's a terrific actor, but at the moment I'm having difficulty picturing him in the role. Because of the plot, which is going to focus on Capone in his 40s with his mental health deteriorating and being intercut with flashbacks to his heyday, I get the feeling that they're taking this one seriously. Sometimes you can tell based on all available material when a film is going to be ambitious like The Irishman, or whether like Gangster Squad it will aim very low. If the plot outline was revealed to be something like Al Capone terrorizes the streets of Chicago with his crew of gangsters and Tommy guns, it sounds pretty childish and doesn't differentiate from the countless other generic action movies masking themselves as profound, highbrow crime films. In fact, the character or caricature of Capone has been misused so many times over the ages as simply a funny-talking, hat-wearing and cigar-smoking fat man. The man's story is actually really interesting and would make for a great film if done right. There hasn't been a definitive Capone film yet, and I am rooting for the film to be a success because I do hope alongside films like The Irishman it will begin a resurge of the gangster movies, which have seemingly died out. There is so much untapped potential with the genre, with so many famous mobsters like Lucky Luciano and Vito Genovese whose stories have yet to be made and to make it to the big screen. Trank seems to have replaced David Yates, who was attached to the project for a couple of years. As soon as I heard his involvement, David Yates, it tapped me out straight away. I hate what that guy did to the Harry Potter films. He made them so dreary and dull and drained all the colour out of the frames. I would hate to see a 1930s Chicago period film with all the colour sucked out by some terrible colour correction, with the camera all close up like it's set in the modern day. I haven't seen Trank's work. I heard he had a bit of a drug problem and a lot of bad business on the set of Fantastic Four, so it seems as though this is something of a potential comeback for him, or a last chance. One thing I hope doesn't happen is that they sanitize the film like it's some superhero movie to appeal to mass audiences. It's really dreary talking about this now because Hollywood's always doing it and people are always going on about it, but it doesn't work and it will never work. Al Capone tortured interrogation victims, he killed men, he killed women, he killed teenagers, and he chopped them up into little pieces. That's how he worked his way up. His story is not one for families and children, so please don't slash the film with a PG-13 rating and a story structured to suit all. This is the gangster genre, and the most famous American gangster icon should have a film worth his reputation. Thanks for watching.